Hello friends, welcome back to another session. Today's topic is what? Do you know? Today's topic is respiration in organisms. So let us start. Are you ready, friends? Are you ready? So let us start the class. Okay. So today's topic is respiration in organism. It's not chapter 10. Okay, sorry. It's not the chapter 10. Today's topic is respiration in organisms, so let's start. First of all, breathing in other animals. Okay, breathing in other animals. So, breathing in other animals, like animals such as elephant. Yes, elephant is the biggest animal, and lion is the hunting and the king of the forest, and cows, which will be some people, they will be, the cows will be there in our their home, and goats in my native place. In my home there is goats in my home, and frogs. Yes, when I was going to when I am going to sleep, when I will go to the cup, we will take the cup of water and we will wash our hand, sorry, leg. That time inside the water there will be frogs. It will be very nice to see. And we will do like this. Then the frog will jump to us or some other place. And next is lizards, then snakes. Snakes. They will come to our home sometime. Sometime then my grandfather will take a big stick. He will kill the snake, but you should be very careful. It can bite you. So next is birds. Yes, so many people have the birds in their home, right? Like the lovebirds, then the parrot, and you have seen the birds too from where zoo. If you are gone to zoo, you will be you'll be having seen the birds and have lungs in the chest. Yes. So why what do we use to respire? What do we use to respire? Yes, we use the lungs. So they have the lungs in their chest, okay? Like human beings. Yes, human beings. Okay, I'll explain you. If this is human being and his body is like this, and this is the leg, okay? Here, this part will be the chest, and here there will be the respiratory system's lungs, okay? So they have the respiratory, sorry, lungs in their stomach, chest too. Okay, this every animals have lungs in their chest. Okay, now let's move on. Now respiration in cockroach. Yes, you know cockroach, right? Cockroach will come to our home. They will be hiding in the sink. Then my mother will put the what we will tell heat, I think so. She will put the heat, then every cockroach will come out and they will die. It's very nice to see. They will be like they will be like shivering, not shivering. Correct. They will be while we put the heat, they will come out and they will shake, and they will die. So cockroach is a terrestrial organism. Yes, you know the meaning of terrestrial, right? You know the meaning of terrestrial, right? Terrestrial means the land. So terrestrial organism means animals. Okay, animals. Oh, I can't write with this. Animals in the land. My handwriting is not that good, right? So I am writing with mouse. That's right. Animal in the land. Okay. Animal in the land is known as terrestrial animal. Okay, let me erase it because it's not very good. So the terrestrial organism means animals in the land. Okay, now let's move on. So a cockroach has a small opening. Now comes the twist. Cockroach has small openings, right? Cockroach has small openings on the side of the body. On the side of the body. Side of the body. I am marking it. Side of the body. So opening on its side of the body, and these openings are called spiracles. So what are spiracles? The opening in the bodies, right? What are spiracles? Opening on the side of the cockroach. Yes, small opening at the side of the cockroach body. So insects have a network of air. It's not like us. So insects have a network of air tubes called trachea. That's what we also have, right? So network of air tubes called trachea. And for gas exchange, yes, for gas exchange, they use what? They use trachea. They use trachea. And what are the small openings on the side of the cockroach? What are they? Yes, they are spiracles. So now oxygen rich air rushes through the spiracles into tracheal tubes. So these are the spiracles. Can you see here? Okay. Okay. These are the spiracles. Okay. I'm marking it. Through that spiracles, oxygen will go inside. Okay. O2 go inside. Okay. So and diffuses into the body tissues and reaches everywhere. Yes. Then it diffuses to the body cells and it reaches everywhere. Okay. And it reaches everywhere. And after everything is over, through this, yes, through this, okay, through these things, the carbon dioxide, yes, you know, right, carbon dioxide, we uh, we breathe in oxygen and we leave out carbon dioxide. Same, they do. They breathe in the oxygen, then they leave out the carbon dioxide. Okay. Now let's move on. Similarly, carbon dioxide from the cell goes into the tracheal tubes. Okay. So the carbon dioxide from the cell goes to tracheal tubes and moves out through spiracles. Yes. As it came inside the oxygen, that like the carbon dioxide will go out. Okay. Carbon dioxide will go out. Now, these air tubes or trachea are found only in insects. So, these air tubes or trachea are found only in insects. Okay. Yeah. These air tubes that are only found in insects. We cannot find it in the humans. You can only find it in insects. Okay. So now let's move on. You can see this is a cockroach, and here you can see the spiracle. You can see the spiracle of the real cockroach. Yes, here let me mark it for you. Yes, here you can see, right, this. That's the spiracle. This. Okay. Now let's move on. Now the respiration in the earthworm. So respiration, the skin of the earthworm feels moist. They're moving through the soil, right? So the skin of the earthworm feels moist, and that is why are called slimy creatures. So why the earthworms are called slimy creatures? Because the skin of the earthworms feels moist, so that is why they are called slimy creatures, and the reason behind their moist skin, now we learned they have a moist skin and they are called slimy creatures. Now the reason behind, what's the reason behind the moist skin? Is that earthworm breathing organ is their skin. They don't have the lungs, heart, or something. Earthworms' breathing organ is their skin. So our breathing organ inside, it will be so moist and smooth. That's how breathing organ of their is their skin. Okay, it is their skin. Okay, now let's move on. They are found in the upper layer. They are found in the upper layer of the soil. They are found in the upper layer of the soil and improves the soil. Yes, they are found in the upper layer. Okay, very upper layer, we can see the earthworms and they improve the soil fertility. Yes, they improve the soil fertility. Okay, how? Now we learned they are found in the upper layer of the soil and they improve the soil fertility. But how they does it? How they does it? They it feeds on the dead and decaying matter present in the soil. Okay, and it improves the soil fertility. And let's move on. They do not have any specialized respiratory system. Yes, I told you they do not have any specialized respiratory system. But anyhow they don't have any respiratory system, then how they breathe? Then how they breathe? So, but they respire through their moist and slimy skin. They respire through their moist and slimy skin due to the moisture present in the soil and the mucus present in their body. So, due to the mucus present in their body and moisture present in the soil, they respire through their moist and slimy skin. Okay, I breathe as long as it stays wet. Yes, I breathe through my skin as it stays wet. Air, see here, air and oxygen. Yes, you can see here at the down. Oxygen enters like this to here. Okay, and the carbon dioxide. Yes, almost everyone breathes in carbon dioxide and leave out breathes in oxygen and leave out carbon dioxide. That's how the earthworms, they take in carbon dioxide like this and they leave out the they take in the oxygen like this and they leave out the carbon dioxide. Now air can easily pass through the skin of an earthworm. Yes, air can easily pass through the skin of the earthworm because the earthworm's skin is moist, right? So the exchange of gases usually takes place through its moist skin. I told you, right? Because of the moist skin and capillaries, the exchange of the gases usually take place and it is easy. Easily it passes. And in these regions, oxygen gas is picked up by hemoglobin. So in these regions, okay, air passing region, it is picked up by the hemoglobin. It is picked up by the hemoglobin and dissolved in the blood. Yes, hemoglobin will be dissolved in the blood and carbon dioxide is released out. I told you in this slide, oxygen enters like this and carbon dioxide goes like this. Okay, so earthworms can also use their skin to move water and salt by active transport. Yes, they can use their skin. They can also use their skin to move the water and salts by active transport. By active transport, the earthworms will be can also use their skin. Okay, now, during the rainy season, yes, during the rainy season, the soil is too wet. Okay, so yes, so in rainy season, there so much rain will come, right? In the rainy season, oh, yeah, I have an experience like in the Kerala when I was in Kerala. Uh, when I'm in Karnataka, some flood happened in the Kerala. Okay, 2 or 3 times the flood has happened, but I haven't seen the flood because every time I'm in this Karnataka. So flood happened, I think, and every rain is coming and it is coming like sea. The places is coming like sea and the water is filling. The half of the home is filled with water. Not my home, half of the home is filled with water, and because of water, some homes are like they're breaking. So that creates a problem. So over is too dangerous and too less is also too dangerous. So that creates a problem in the respiration. So that creates a problem in the respiration of the earthworm. So hence they come out to the surfaces and respire comfortably. uh, you saw in this picture, they are at the almost inside of the soil, right? Almost inside of the soil. And this time, wait 1 minute, this time it is the summer season. Oh, why it is coming? Okay, this time it is the summer. This time it is summer. That's why this sand or so the soil is dry. Sand or soil is dry. Okay, but in the rainy season they come out. Okay, in the rainy season they come out and they stay in the full topmost layer of the soil, fully up, not in the soil, at the surface of the soil. And they now they can respire comfortably because this part is completely free. This part is completely free. Now this time these parts and these parts are not fully free, but now this every parts are fully free. Now comes the respiration in frog. I told you, right? They will be in my cup when I was going to wash my hand or leg. So frogs are short bodied, so they are short bodied, tailless and amphibians. What are amphibians? What are amphibians? They can live both in water and land. They can in the water. Okay, water. Their habitat is water, but they can live in their land too. Because why I told their habitat is water? Because they are born in the water, right? The eggs are laid by their mother, and they will be in the ponds, and they will be growing, or they will be giving the, or it will be born in the pond or where the mother lays the egg. And okay, so that's why their habitat is pond or where they are born. So they are carnivores. What are carnivores? What are carnivores? They 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 eat they eat meat or flesh of the other animals. Flesh of other animals. Flesh of other animals. So what are carnivores? They are the animals which eat the flesh of the other animals. So the moist and slimy skin make it easy. So the moist and slimy skin makes it easy for the gas to pass through it. Yes, I told you for the gas exchange, the earthworm's skin is very moist. That's like it's for frog. It's the same. Their most and slimy skin make it for the gas exchange, and they have dual system that helps them to breathe. Yes, they have dual system. What is the meaning of dual? What is the meaning of dual? Two. Mono means one, bio means two, and dual means two. And that helps them to breathe. Yes, that helps them to breathe, and they have a pair of lungs. We also have a pair of lungs. One is here and one is here. One is here and one is here. So we also have the pair of the lung, just like the human beings. Human beings are US, not United States, us. So now let's move on. When their skin is moist. So when their skin is moist or when they are in the water, they breathe through their thin and membranous skin, which is permeable to water and gases. So when they are at the water, You can see, right? This frog. This frog is in the water. This frog is in the water. You will see this green thing, right? They are the water. Okay. Okay, they are the water, not they are not the grasses or something. So they are the water. So through their thin and membranous skin, okay, they have membranous skin and which is permeable, okay, which is permeable. Permeable means like permittable, or they will permit. So permeable to both water, okay, not permittable. So they are to both water and gases. So when they are on the land, when they are on the land, they take air into their lungs. Yes, that's how we do. We are on the land and we take the air into their lungs by pushing it from their mouth. By pushing it from their mouth, they take the air into the lungs with their nostrils closed. With their nostrils closed. With their nostrils closed. You can see the frog here, right? Now comes the respiration in the fish. So fish are vertebrates living in the water. They are vertebrates. What are vertebrates? What are vertebrates? They have backbone. Okay? They have backbone. So what are invertebrates? They don't have backbone. So fish are the vertebrates which live in water, and the rate of the breathing of aquatic animals is higher than the terrestrial animals. Yes. So rate of breathing, how much they breathe is more than us. Okay. So is higher than the terrestrial animals. So animals that lives on the land. So because percent of the oxygen present in the water is less than percent of the oxygen present at the atmosphere. Yes. At the atmosphere, we use the direct oxygen. We use direct oxygen, not in the other forms. Okay, but in the water, but in the water, they use the dissolved oxygen. Dissolved oxygen. So they are taking in the other forms. That's why their breathing rate is high. So the higher rate of breathing enables them to take up more oxygen. So their higher rate of the yeah, breathing enables them to take the more oxygen which is dissolved in the water, which is dissolved in the water. Now let's move on. You can see the fish here and it is in water. So fish have a certain projections. So fishes have a certain projections on their body that is known as gills. So these are the feathery organs. These are the feathery, like, now let me tell a joke. So when we take some hen or duck, something feather, and when we put it into our ear, we'll be like, it will be like tickling. Okay, it will be like tickling for us, and we'll be doing like this because sometime if we put it into our mouth, the sneeze will come, and sometime if we put it into our ear, we'll be like this. So these gills are connected. So these gills are connected with blood vessels for the easy gas exchange of the gas. And these gills help the aquatic species. So these gills, every aquatic species has a gills, and these aquatic species like fish utilize the oxygen which is dissolved in the water. They use the oxygen which is dissolved in the water. Okay. Aquatic species like fish utilize the oxygen which is dissolved. They do not use the direct oxygen. Okay, they do not use direct oxygen from air. They do not use the direct oxygen from the air. Let's move on. So the gills are continuously keeps on moving. So this the gills continuously keeps on moving that enables it to take the water. So it takes the water through its mouth. So the fish takes its water through the mouth and forces it through gills. We will think the gills are filtering the dissolved oxygen in the water and they are taking it. No, the firstly the fish will take the water through its mouth and it forces it through the gill. So as the water passes through the thin walls of the gills, the dissolved oxygen moves into the blood vessel. When the water passes through the thin walls of the gills, because the gills have thin wall, the dissolved oxygen moves into the blood vessels. Yes, the dissolved oxygen moves into the blood vessel and travel to the different cells, so and tissues of the bodies. Not only the different cells and blood tissues of the body of the fish, because they are also too important. Now comes the dolphins. Now dolphins and whales do not have the gills. Okay, the whales and dolphins. Sorry, I told aquatic animals everyone have the gills, but these dolphins and whales do not have the gills. This is the whale and this is the dolphin. This is the dolphin. Now they breathe in the air. They breathe in air. They are also in the water, right? So they breathe the air through the nostrils or blowholes located on the upper parts of their heads. They are located at the upper parts of their head. Now let me mark it for you. Let me erase this everything, and now let me mark it for you. Yes. So this they breathe in air through the nostrils or blowholes located at the upper parts. Yes, whales you can see here, and the dolphin you can see here. So this allows them to breathe in air. So this allows them to breathe in the air. Okay, allows them to breathe in the air when they swim. When they swim near the surface of the water, and they can stay inside for the water long time without breathing. So they swim near the surface of the water and they can stay inside of the water for a long time without breathing. Without breathing. That's how first they come to the surface and they breathe the oxygen. Then they go to the deep of the water. Okay. So they can stay for long time. That's how they goes into the deep of the water. They can't stay for long. They should be in the upper surface, or they cannot get the oxygen, right? Now let's move on the aquatic crabs. Now comes the aquatic crabs. Crabs, I have eaten the crabs. Now let me come to a joke. So crabs are very yummy. And what my grandfather used to do is, there is a place from where he will get crab. He will hunt or he will buy. He was buying and coming. I don't know. Anyhow, he was bringing into our home and we were eating with my mother, father, everyone. So now, coming back to the topic, they have gills to get the oxygen from the water. Okay, so they too have the gills to get oxygen from the water, and lamb crab have the adapted gills. Okay, specially adapted gills that work on the land, only on the land. Some types of the land crabs, sometimes of the land crabs. There are many types of the land crab. Even have the lengths like us. Okay, like us, not like US, like us. So their gills work great out of the water. Yes, their gills work out of the water. You will be having a doubt. Acha, gills they work inside the water, but gills do they work at the out of the water from the land? You will be having that doubt. So out of the water, so long as they can keep their so sorry. So their gills were great out of the water, so long as they are kept moist. Now, like all other living cells of the plants, now coming to the plants, the root cell also need oxygen. Yes, the root cell also need oxygen to generate the energy, and roots take up the air. Yes, so roots also take up the air spaces present in between the soil particles. Now, let me tell you a fact of fact. Now, what do the plants take in? What do the plants take in? They take in oxygen. Okay, they take in oxygen. Okay, they take in oxygen and leave out CO2. That means carbon dioxide. Huh? Sir, you'll be having a doubt. Sir, I have heard that the plants take in carbon dioxide and leave out the oxygen. Why you are telling no different? Let me clarify that for you. So, oxygen taking in and carbon dioxide going out. Okay, this is known as respiration. So, the plants also respire. So, at the morning, photosynthesis will happen with respiration, but at the night, because due to the lack of the sunlight, the photosynthesis doesn't happen and the respiration happen. At the respiration, they take in oxygen and leave out carbon dioxide, but in the photosynthesis they take in oxygen, carbon dioxide, and they leave out the oxygen. Okay, now let's move on. So plants do require oxygen to respire. Yes, they do require oxygen. They do require oxygen to respire. Every living organism require oxygen to respire. So the process in return gives out the carbon dioxide. Yes, they too gives out the carbon dioxide. Acha, sorry. So they're taking inside the oxygen and leaving out the carbon dioxide. Anyhow, they're taking inside the photosynthesis. Anyhow, they are taking in the carbon dioxide and leaving out the oxygen. They too need to respire. If we ask to the plants, let me tell you, if we ask to plants, you are producing carbon dioxide, leaving out oxygen, and you are only consuming. Plants will be like, come here, what is your problem? I make the car oxygen and leaving out. So that's my wish. I will breathe or I will not breathe. You go or I will stop the or stop or giving oxygen. Then I will be like, oh, sorry, sorry, don't. And we will be not able to live without the oxygen. So, unlike the humans and animals, plants do not possess any specialized structures for exchange of the gas. Like the us or others, they do not have the specialized organs or structures to exchange the gas. So, they do possess stomata. They have for stomata under the leaves. Some plants will be having the upper the leaves and lenticles found in stem actively involved in the gases exchange. So leaves, stems, plants root respire at the low pace compared as to human beings. They respire only little oxygen. So let me explain for you. So this stomata, that's the place where the gas get in and so gas get in and go out. So this photosynthesis is happening. Agreed. Photosynthesis. Okay. In the photosynthesis, what happened? Oxygen. Oxygen. Okay, let me take that slide. So the oxygen goes inside. Sorry, oxygen comes out. Oh, I'm going getting confused. So the carbon dioxide come in and the oxygen goes out. Right? Carbon dioxide come in and the oxygen goes out. Okay, but in the respiration the oxygen comes in and the carbon dioxide goes out. So this oxygen is coming in and oxygen is coming out and the carbon dioxide coming in and carbon dioxide is coming out. How they come? How they come? That's how the when the stomata works. Okay, that's when the stomata works. So stomata helps these oxygen and carbon dioxide to go out and in. So now comes the respiration in the roots. Now comes the respiration in the roots. So roots, the underground part of the plants. Where are the roots found? Everyone know. When we will put the or we will plant a tree or something, will there will be the roots of the plant. And where will be the roots? They will be underground, which we cannot see. While putting, we can see, and after we will cover with the mud or soil or something, and after that we cannot see. So it absorbs the air from the air. Absorbs air from the air. Yes, it absorbs the air. It also need air that absorbs from the air gas spaces found between the soil and particles, soil particles. So hence absorbed oxygen. So that absorbed oxygen through the roots utilized to liberate the energy in the future. They will make the they will make the food, right? So absorbed oxygen through the roots is usually utilized to liberate the energy to use in the future, like making food and other things and other things and other things. So it's used to transport salts and minerals. So it is used to transport salts and minerals from the soil. Okay. So now comes the respiration in the stems. So the air in case of the stem diffuses. Yes, air in case of the stem, it diffuses into the stomata. Diffuses reward. So and moves through the different parts of the cell too. Okay. Diffuses and it moves through the different parts of the cells to respire, and during this stage the carbon dioxide liberated is also diffused through the stomata. Yes, that during this stage when this is happening, the carbon dioxide is too liberated is also diffused into the stomata, and the lenticles are known to perform gaseous exchange. I told you right, lenticles, they are used to perform the gaseous exchange in the woody or higher plants. Now we learned about stomata that are in the leaves, okay? That are in the leaves or flowers. Flowers is there, I don't know. I learned in the leaves. But what in the bigger plants or bigger stems? So that to show that they have the lenticles. These are the lenticles. You can see this white thing, right? White. That's known as lenticles. Okay. Now the respiration in the leaves. I told you right. This I have already explained to you. If you want once more, I will explain. The respiration in the leaf that comes through the stomata, and gaseous exchange occurs through the diffusion via stomata, and the God cells regulate each of the stomata. This I don't told you. God cells regulate each of the stomata, and exchange of the gas occurs with the closing and opening of the stomata. Yes, stomata can close, stomata can open between the inferior leaves of the atmosphere and the atmosphere. Between the inferior leaves and the atmosphere. Sorry, in the atmosphere and the inferior leaves. And now comes the aquatic plants. Ah. Aquatic plants have their leaves near or under the water. Yes, aquatic plants have their leaves near or under the water, but they also need to breathe. They also need to breathe, right? Every living organism, they are also growing, but they cannot. Some plants can float, and through the water they will be moving. They will be moving like this, and they will be sleeping all the time. They will be sleeping all the time. And the plants that float on the surface of the water, they have the stomata at the top. If the stomata of the floating plants is at the bottom, then how can they respire? Because at the down there will be water. So for to solve that problem, they have the stomata at the upper, okay, and where they have the access to the air, right? At the upper, here you will be having enough air to breathe, right? Now the plants live completely underwater. So the plants, some plants completely live underwater, gather carbon dioxide from the water. Yes, release oxygen. You can see the tiny air bubbles, the gathering around them. Uh, Let me ask you a doubt. What are the plants which completely submerged in the water? I will tell you that. Okay. Now the plants that live completely underwater gather carbon dioxide from the water. So how these plants gather carbon dioxide and release out the oxygen? From the underwater, they will gather the carbon dioxide and they will release the oxygen. And while air is coming in the water, they will be like bubbles. So that's how the fishes, from where does this dissolved oxygen come from? You will be having doubt. From where this dissolved oxygen come from? They are released by the plants in the underwater. Underwater. So gillyweed. Now let me talk about gillyweed. That is a magical plant that, when eaten, allows human to breathe underwater. That is a magical plant, and if we eat it, we will be able to breathe underwater. Wow, wow! How much beautiful it is. We can breathe underwater if we eat gillyweed. It is said to resemble a bundle of slimy green rat tails. When eaten, gillyweed causes a person to grow gills and allows him, yes, this gillyweed when eaten, the gills grows, okay, and allows him or her to breathe underwater. So he or she will develop webbed feet and fingers, making them swim easier. Yes, so they will develop the webbed feet and fingers, making swimming easier, and that will make the swimming easier. And the effect lasts about 1 hour. You will be scary. If I eat gillyweed and my feet and everything became webbed, then how I will be able to walk at the public or something? The effect lasts only about 1 hour. Okay. Now that's all for today's session. And how was this session? Comment down below. Do you like this session? Comment down below and see you in the next session with an amazing topic. Bye.